Just as I was about to pay, I suddenly realized that all the cash in my pocket had turned into powder. Panic struck me and I hurried back home. I grabbed a handful of money from my roomman, threw it out the window. Before it even touched the ground, it crumbled into a chesto. Confirm my suspicion, I picked up a Van Gogh self-portrait and stood at the doorway. I extended half of the painting outside while keeping the other half inside the house. Within seconds, the part exposed outside instantly turned to ash, so it was all fake. A few days ago, I had bought this house. On the very first day after moving in, I discovered a hidden door behind the wall seat. I immediately called my wife over, and when we opened it, there was nothing inside. But the moment she stepped in, the light behind her began to flicker violently. I thought it was just an electrical problem. Soon, an electrician came. He looked at the tangled mess of wires, shook his head, and said there was nothing he could do. Later, a neighbor told me this house had been vacant for a long time. The previous owners were a couple, both of whom had died here. I went online to search and found out they had been murdered. The killer was caught on the spot, but his identity remained a mystery. He couldn't even explain where he came from, and in the end, he was sent to a mental hospital. I didn't dare tell my wife, afraid she'd be terrified. I was just a poor painter, and this cheap house was all I could afford. The thought weighed heavily on me, so I went into the room and drank alone. Not long after, I finished the whole bottle. God, I need another bottle. The light flickered again. Suddenly, a bottle of red wine appeared out of thin air before me. The next morning, when my wife woke up, she saw the light in the room flickering non-stop, and I was already surrounded by world-famous paintings. Excited, I told her about it and asked her to casually name something she wanted. Half jokingly, she said she wanted $1,000. I turned around and there it was. $1,000 appeared in the room. Still doubtful, she asked for 10,000, even $1 million. The moment she spoke, $1 million appeared on the floor. She was horrified and wanted to leave immediately, but I stopped her. After I calmed her down, she finally let go of her fear. From that day on, we became rich overnight, living in luxury and indulgence. In that room, whatever we wished for would appear. We satisfied our desires without restraint, drowning in decadence and pleasure. But soon, like all the wealthy, we grew tired of such a life. She became increasingly unhappy, and I didn't know how to make her smile again until one day I finally thought of something. There was one thing she had always longed for but never had. When she opened her eyes, a warm baby crib quietly appeared before her.